Like most people at the moment, I have been watching and really enjoying the new Percy Jackson TV series, the long-awaited series, if you will. However, there's an interesting phenomenon that I really wanted to discuss, where some superfans really aren't liking the show. They really aren't feeling it, they really aren't connecting with it, especially not in the way that they thought they would. So let's talk about it. First off, I am not a Percy Jackson superfan as much as I would like to have been. Unfortunately, I was introduced to Percy Jackson through the second film, which is the worst way to be introduced to the Percy Jackson universe. Nevertheless, here we are. I did read the first 3 books, and then I kind of got bored and fell off the wagon. I'm really excited when they announced the series so that I could actually get into it. Now, that being said, I could also just try to reread the books again, but I'm already trying to read Lord of the Rings and that's not going very well, so I'm not going to put that extra pressure on myself. Now, I think it's fair to say that most people are liking the show. Even fans are loving it. They're loving the Percabeth ships or whatever. People think it's great. I think it's great. Yet, there are some, from what I've just observed online, who really are disliking it. And those people tend to be some really big super fans that had been waiting for a series for a long time. Something interesting about Percy Jackson with this series is that it's kind of a double-edged sword. For example, with Harry Potter, we got a film series as the books were being written, as it was coming out. So we got films a lot sooner, but because they were films and not a series, they left a lot of stuff out. We have waited a long time for this Percy Jackson TV series, and the benefit of that is that we're now in an age where streaming and TV series and miniseries are kind of the dominant form. I don't want to say the dominant form of media, but it's expected. It's a lot more acceptable to have a series of a big franchise like this that releases an episode every week than it was back in the early 2000s, 2010s, whenever Harry Potter films were released. So this means that we get a lot more stuff. The characters get to be a lot more fleshed out. Things that would normally have been left out in a movie and were left out in the 2 very, very bad films that don't actually exist, we get to have, which is so cool. A lot of character interactions, mini character arcs, but because some people have spent so long with the book series, their ideas of the characters and how the TV series should play out is a lot more cemented. You gotta remember the Harry Potter film series came out as the books were being written. It was either that or like just after. I think it was the first movie came out while the last couple of books are being written. I'll double check that if I'm wrong, and maybe I'll put some text somewhere. So that meant that while people were reading the books and getting into the Harry Potter series, that's when the film version of it appeared, which meant that the film version of Harry Potter intertwined in people's minds with the book version. Now we're seeing a lot more. There's one creator specifically that I'm thinking of, and she's done quite a few Harry Potter in the books versus the films, and there are some real differences, but those differences are only really being highlighted now. As far as I know, they weren't highlighted at the time. And why weren't they being highlighted? Well, while people were reading the books and watching the movies, those versions kind of melded together to make one version of the Potterverse. The Potterverse? Harry, the characters, you know what I'm talking about, in one go. Whereas with Percy Jackson, it's been so long that some people who read the books, have a really specific image of those characters and of those dynamics in their mind. And because the show can't do everything, can't be perfect, can't match perfectly what people had in their minds, some people are really disappointed by that, which I understand, especially because this is something that so many people have been looking forward to for so long, that of course you want it to be perfect. If Uncle Rick is making the show, people in the fan base call him Uncle Rick. I don't know if I've quite earned that yet, but I love it. I think it's great. You expect it to be how you envisioned it, and a lot of people are having trouble reconciling that this on-screen version doesn't exactly match the version they got in their head when they read the books. And not just when they read the books, but as they've sat with the books over time and maybe reread it and read fan fiction and drawn fan art, it's a little bit different. Yep, so I just wanted to make a quick video. If you are a fan and if you have been really displeased with this series so far, I urge you to give it time. We've only had 4 episodes so far. I think it's 3. It might be 4. I think it's 3. We've only had a couple of episodes. Don't write off the series yet. Give it a minute. Give it time. The last episode they just released was the Medusa episode, and that was so good. Side note, and this is a tangent, the latest Medusa episode, I was really worried that they were going to make her a straight-up good guy, which I know, because I haven't finished the books and I only read the first 2.5. I don't understand. I didn't realize, oh, it's actually really important that they kill Medusa and chop off her head because they need to mail it to Olympus. So I was genuinely worried for a second there. Oh no, is she a good guy? Because I will say, I want that iconic fight scene. It's iconic. Is it iconic because it's in the movies and that's one of the main things I remember? Maybe. And is that bad? Maybe. I just rewatched the first movie, like literally just. I finished it and sat here to film. And man, they really tried to be like, oh no, we actually want to love our kids and we're actually like wanting to be good parents. And that someone misunderstood. Someone really misunderstood the assignment when they made those films. It was bad. It was decent for like a teen 2010s movie, but it's bad for a Percy Jackson adaptation, which I have seen often these same like super fans who are really disappointed with the series. They're saying that, oh, actually the movies were pretty good. No, they weren't. You're lying. Rewatch them. They're bad, okay? Let's not get it twisted. Even if you don't like what's going on with the series, at least it's not the films. At least it's not the movies, okay? At least Grover isn't being all like sleazy and he's like, what? The daughters of Aphrodite, let me hit that.
Ooh, the daughters of Aphrodite. Okay, all right, guys, you guys got a lot of catching up to do. Their mother's the goddess of love, so you know where that leads. Hey, baby!
Gross. No thank you. That is not my Grover, even though it's not really mine, because again, I don't feel qualified to say I'm a part of the fan base. But that is not the Grover that's in the books, and I can accept that, because I have watched those videos, all those videos. Did we forget about all those videos that were like, oh, this is everything wrong with the Percy Jackson movies? Did we forget those? Did we forget those? All of a sudden we're like, oh no, the movies actually were like good. I will say, killing Medusa with the back of an iPod or whatever it was, that was funny and I respect that. But that is it. Okay, I mean the latest scene was also good, but we don't have to talk about that because the bad things far outweigh the good scenes. All in short, with all my ramblings and all my ravings of a mad woman, which I feel that I sometimes am, not literally. That was a Taylor Swift reference. What was I going to say? I don't have notes. I don't know why I'm looking over here. I didn't write any notes for this. I probably should write notes. I'll keep that in mind. Like, take some notes. Hopefully it's somewhat entertaining, you know, because when I've tried to film myself before, I felt really awkward, but I'm talking faster. So hopefully it's entertaining, right? With the TV series, give it a chance. Wait till the end of the season first before you get your knickers in a knot. Thank you. And if you're loving the series, then let's talk about it in the comments so that we can be in our nice little echo chamber, which is perfect for, you know, fun little topics like this. Not great for geopolitics or like important stuff. I'll be like, the series is so good, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, yes. And we'll talk about it and it'll be great. Let me know what you think. Goodbye.